And we're live. Wendy's live. Dustin isn't here. But hi. Hello and how are you? Thanks for being here. And let's get into it. Let's talk about the Mando panel because we just got out of it. I expected, sorry, there's like a security notification thing. Um, I expected to see a lot. I was looking forward to this one probably as much as I was looking to the forward to the Lucasfilm showcase. But and I was hoping they show us some stuff because you don't come to a Star Wars celebration if you don't see the stuff. But let's get into it. Hope you guys are doing well. Let us know in the chat. Let me know. I'm so used to saying us because I'm so used to having Dustin with me. But let me know in the chat sort of the buzz you've been hearing, surrounding this panel. Hi, Shane. What you've heard, what's broken on the internet, and what you are hoping to see. And I will go through kind of the main points of what we saw on the panel. Also, if you guys want to go to my Twitter, which is just my name, Wendy Lee Zaney, and you will see clips and videos, not of the things they showed us, because obviously they make us put our phones away for that. But you will see video clips of what I was able to capture. Basically, it's the panelists, i.e. the actors and directors coming onto the set. There's a cool, well, we'll get into it. So first up, Shane says, Mando Season 3 is coming. Yes, it is. It's very exciting. And I believe the date, can you confirm, Warren? February 23rd, 2023 is what they said, right? Yeah. So I don't know if this was previously announced. If not, now you know. So we're going to get Mandalorian Season 3, February 23rd, 2023, which is very exciting. So let's get into it. Obviously, this panel has Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau entering the panel. It's hosted by my friend Ash Crossan from Screen Rant. She's awesome. So they kind of talked about in the beginning what it's like working on the show, what it's been like to keep some of the secrets. And I know Filoni said that it was really, really stressful keeping Grogu a secret because that was a big reveal that we all got to see. Luckily, it was, episode like top of the episode or in the very beginning of the season. So they didn't have to keep the secret for long. Brandon's ASMR is here. Say hello. Big D says, is it the last season? They have not said anything else otherwise. So if I honestly don't think it's going to be the last season. I think we'll get a little bit more depending on where they are in the timeline and how quickly they're catching up to some of the other Star Wars stories. But I don't feel that it's going to be the final season. I hope not. I would like more. So they talked about that. Another secret that they worked really hard on keeping, and they did. I think they did a good job because I don't remember hearing leaks about it anywhere. It's the Luke Skywalker stuff. And speaking of Luke Skywalker, I personally really thought we were going to get to see Mark Hamill on stage, and that unfortunately didn't happen because they had so many microphones. It was a very long table. It was like 11, 12 panelists, but it wasn't Hamill, though that would have been a really nice treat, obviously, for the rest of us. The next person up before this, there talked about Jon Favreau talked about how much he's been enjoying this job, and he says he's going to be doing this job for a while because he's having a really, really good time with it. So I love that. I see a super chat popping up, so I'm going to go ahead and take that right now. Thank you, Anthony Salas, for your super chat. It says, hey, Wendy, I hope you and Dustin are having a great time. It's just me today, but I don't know if he's going to go live or not. I'm not sure. We had briefly talked about this, so I should probably call him in a little bit. He says, I got to watch Obi-Wan and just wanted to say hello and show some love. Anthony, you're so great. Thank you so much for your support. Lonely Lizard says, Ahsoka is the big thing I'm excited for most out of anything Star Wars related. So let's get into that in just a little bit because there's some Ahsoka stuff that I definitely want to talk about. Brandon says, I hope Disney decides to keep the Mandalorian show going. It's so incredibly fun and probably the best show on the platform aside from WandaVision, in my opinion. Yeah. Ward Lafferty says, when are we getting the trailer? No idea. As of right now, they're saying that they're not going to be releasing it, which is why they make us put away our phones so things don't leak. And if you're a good human being, you do put away your phone. You don't ruin it for, other people having to watch phone quality trailer when you can watch a high quality if and whenever they decide to release it. So with that, let's go ahead and continue. The next person that entered the panel, obviously, Pedro Pascal. And he also brought the other stunt actors who are also kind of sharing the same Mandalorian armor with him when he is not on set. And just it was lovely hearing about the way they work together. They said that everybody's so generous. There's no egos among them, and I think you can tell because even though we know it's never this, it's not always Pedro behind the helmet, the way they move and their mannerism is so in sync and similar because they work hard at it. It shows that they have this connection. And what's cool is that they, work together. A couple of them work together on the Kingsman too. So I think there's, extra rapport there. So that's really nice. The next people to hit the stage, Giancarlo Esposito, Carl Weathers, and Emily Swallow. And it's funny, Ash Crossan said, Giancarlo, I have a bone to pick with you. When I told you not to touch a hair on his head, talking about Baby Yoda, and Giancarlo obviously went right back into character and was like, I will squash that baby. So that was a really fun bit to see. I don't feel like Emily Swallow has been doing as many like public appearances, so it was nice to hear her talk about that. And she says her experience essentially after shooting The Mandalorian, people finding out that she is the armorer. That sometimes they talk to her and they're like, "Oh yeah, I really hear it." She's got a very smooth lower register voice, which I love. And also sometimes depending on the day, she says she, is kind of more of an up here register, and they're like, oh, you play the armor, but she does say that she loves being in the space of an armor because the armorers, as you guys know, is someone who, even in her speech, takes her time, has a lot of patience, which is quite the opposite of herself, is what she said. So she says she loves being in that space. Carl's Weather talked about one, he was like, I can't believe this panel, these fans here, the energy is crazy. And he said, quote, if John hadn't invited me into this, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. None of them were able to give us any sort of spoiler. I think repeatedly they did try to ask about what was coming up in season 3, and they gave us nothing other than they did show us the trailer. They showed it twice. It's similar to the one they showed on Thursday for the Lucasfilm showcase, but it's actually longer. And obviously, then that means I like this one better because you got to see more. Tamora Morrison, obviously a part of the story. We saw him reintroduced to us in in The Mandalorian season 2, but obviously he's had his own show, The Book of Boba Fett, so he came on stage. And this is where you can go to my Twitter and you can see the video because he comes out and he does I think it's called a haka. It's the dance. He's New Zealander. And he talked about, a little bit because, yes, he is known for Boba Fett, but he is also the faces of all the clones of Captain Rex, of Commander Cody. So when he says he signs autographs, he doesn't always just sign Boba Fett. It's Commander Rex, it's Commander Cody, Captain Rex, and etc. So I thought that was fun to just hear about the accounts of these actors and their involvement, not just in front of the camera, but when they meet fans and things like that. Rick Famuyiwa, it was also a part of it. You guys will remember he also directed a handful of episodes for, oh no, sorry, for The Mandalorian. So he, for season 3, will be an executive producer. And all he had to say about it is the next season, there's a lot of exciting development to come. We don't know what that means, but I guess we're going to have to watch season 3 in February of 2023 to find out. And then, of course, they can't have the panel without Katie Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan. And I guess she wasn't able to give us much about it because like their lips are sealed. However, she did talk about how she is it's a little bit of both, like these strong female characters find her. And if you know Katie Sackhoff and her filmography, she plays Starbuck. She always tends to play, a bit of a strong female character, and she's so good at it. And she so far is the only person I think, let me know if I'm incorrect. Well, maybe Tamora Morrison as well, but who started off, who originated the voice of the characters to transition from voiceover, as the original character to the live action character. And I think she has done an incredible job. And then, of course, we got to talk about Ahsoka. This is where I got real, and I think the crowd got real excited because there's a real big fan base for Ahsoka. And I think I saw a comment a little earlier about Ahsoka, so I want to see if I can try to find it. Okay, Lonely Lizard says the droid in the Ahsoka trailer is Hyung, Huyang. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry. My comments don't want to show up. Hang on a sec, guys. Okay. And voiced by David Tennant, who was in season 5 of the Clone Wars in the 4-part episode arc about 6 Jedi younglings, Ahsoka guides who faces Hondo. So there's a little tidbit for you guys there. Hi, Zaira Gonzalez. I'm able to get into my first live chat today. Love the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Uh, Saw it with your dad. I'm so happy that you liked it. You're excited for more Star Wars content. Guys, there's so much more Star Wars content coming. It's like insane. Baba T is watching from Sydney, Australia. Hello and welcome. Thanks for being in the chat. So let's talk about Ahsoka. She's joined the panel, and not Ahsoka. By Ahsoka, I mean Rosario Dawson, who is portraying the um, live action version of Ahsoka. She talked about, at the beginning, she was sort of fan cast, and she did mention Boss Logic, who was the one of the first people to kind of create that art of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and that somehow ended up in front of Filoni, who looked at it and thought, okay, well, physically she looks like the character. Lonely Lizard, as a sidebar, says the way to pronounce the droid's name is Hu Yang. Thank you so much. For Rosario, yeah, she talked about that, how the fan art by Boss Logic somehow ended up in front of Filoni, and that ended up with her being cast in the role. And so Rosario did say she's just recently turned 43, and Filoni felt that Ahsoka would be equivalent to around that age. So that's why they cast her on top of Rosario in the makeup and everything. Really does have the facial structures of Ahsoka. And she does say it has been a thrill to bring Ahsoka to life in live action, and she loved feeling the energy of the fans. And then they showed us the clip of Ahsoka. Now, you guys know that they are still in production. In fact, on Thursday during the Lucasfilm Festival, there's a Clone Trooper meetup, so it's a little distracting because they're chanting. But let me get back into it. So on Thursday, they did talk briefly about Ahsoka, but she sent a virtual video from set because she was busy filming. However, they did bring her on today to talk about Ahsoka, the series. So they showed us a little something from the show. It's very, very short, very little, because they are currently in production. So here is what we saw. There were no dialogue spoken. It was just music and images. We do get to see Ahsoka. She's in her, not the white cloak. I was maybe hoping we could see her in the white cloak because we saw that as sort of the final image of Ahsoka from Rebels. But she was in her gray cloak, and she kind of lifts it off, and it's the full reveal of what she looks like, which we've already seen in The Mandalorian. But she does walk onto a ship, and I don't know now this part if that's flashback or not, but we do see Hera Syndulla, and you can tell because it's the bright green Leikus from the back. So we don't know who is playing her. I don't know if they're going to be able to bring, like, they're going to kind of pull the Katie Sackhoff thing and have Vanessa Marshall do it, or they cast someone else, but they definitely didn't talk about who is Hera, because maybe it is just a flash. I don't know. But what is really cool is at the very end of that, they showed a mural of Ezra, of Ahsoka, of Sabine off to the side. You do see a like kind of like a corner, like a partial of Kanan and the arm of Zeb. And somebody walks into the shot, and it is the back of Sabine. You can tell by the dark, dark, dark purple hair, and of course the colorful, the spray painted, because Sabine's got a very colorful aesthetic for Mandalorian.
One from the epilogue.
What's that?
The mural is the one from the epilogue.
Yes. So, do you want to come and say that in my ear? Because I think my microphone's on this side.
So the mural is the same mural we saw in the ending epilogue of Rebels.
There you go.
So I don't know if it's like been updated a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's like the same like group photo.
Can y'all hear him? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if y'all can hear him. Also, the chat is saying for Hera, like they're hearing that maybe, and this could be right, maybe it's going to be played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
We didn't see.
We didn't see. Obviously,
She's the back.
that's not confirmed, but I know that she is somehow involved in a Star Wars project.
Oh, really?
That's been talked about before from I don't know who. There's a thumbs up so they can. What did you think of the Ahsoka trailer?
I thought visually it was really cool.
They can't hear you.
What?
I don't know. Nope, they're giving me thumbs up. Maybe just talk louder.
It wasn't much. There's no like dialogue, but visually it looked really, really amazing. The ghost looked crazy cool. The characters looked cool. It was just like surreal seeing it all come to live action. And it just obviously Rosario Dawson is amazing. She looks just like Ahsoka.
Just
It's
like
like so
Ahsoka.
perfect. And I thought it was fantastic. I'm really excited for that. And season 3 of Mandalorian, both these shows are going to be crazy, crazy fantastic.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Okay, so apparently, according to Lonely Lizard, Vanity Fair has confirmed that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in the Ahsoka show. Oh boy, and she's dating Ewan McGregor too, and I think maybe I don't know if there was a comment about that, but yeah, sure. Well, we'll say that there is. So obviously, after they shot they showed us the back of Sabine. They had to bring out Natasha Liu Bordizzo, who is playing Sabine. And what I was, you always worry a little bit because these characters mean so much to the fans.
Sure.
And you worry about, like, is it going to be, like, looks, mannerism? Is it going to match what we know forever from watching these animations? So she said, quote, one, I feel like I've been adopted into a new family. And she says, she acknowledges this, which is great. I know how much Sabine means to the people in this room. She means a lot to me, too. And I know how much she means to Dave, and I think you're going to be really excited about the journey she's about to have.
Yeah.
So that is, yeah, I'm excited about it.
To me, it seems like Star Wars, Lucasfilm, like Dave, John, they all really, really know. Like with the Kenobi series, I was worried, but then I thought, you know what? They wouldn't bring these characters back if they weren't going to be done right.
Yes.
Because these are such iconic characters, beloved characters, and they don't want to screw them up. So I have full faith that whatever actors and they get to play, all these characters, it's going to be great. And I know, like Natasha said, like the actors take it so personally as well to want to get it right.
Yeah.
For them, for us, for the character, like, so I'm not worried. I'm excited.
I'll say this, like talking about how the actors really like did their homework to research mannerisms, how they sound, and etc., and try to embody that as much as possible. They brought out Chopper, like the live action Chopper. Yeah, and Ahsoka, I'm calling her Ahsoka now. Rosario brought her out, and I felt like, I don't know if you noticed it, the instant that Chopper was out on stage, Rosario's mannerism, the way she stood, changed from how she like. It's just kind of like, I think it's the practice, like the actor came back out, so I thought that was cool. Yeah.
So that was the actual one that's going to be in the show.
Yeah, I know. Filoni was like worried. He's like, just okay, it's expensive.
He's like, this is from the set. Like,
I still need him to shoot stuff. Do not pause my production for this. Get back to work. And they brought him back like backstage pretty quickly. He wasn't really on stage for that long.
He went like down the stage and back and was off.
He had to drive by, just like, bye guys. And then, which is funny because I think Filoni voices Chopper in the series. So I think that's really funny. And speaking of bringing things out on stage, Grogu was there. Yeah, it was so cute.
And he moved and he sat.
And he sat. And he made baby sounds.
That was pretty cool. And they all took a really awesome picture together.
Yes. Yeah. Warren's got some on your Twitter, right? I don't know where you're. Right, so if you guys want to tell them you're at.
Cosmic Wonder Whitey.
I should know this. I'm sorry.
Cosmic Wonder Whitey.
I'm a bad friend.
No. I'm posting it right now.
There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and go on my Twitter, Warren's Twitter, because we both have footage from the panel. And then before we go, we do want to talk real quick about the Mandalorian. It's not a trailer, is it? Do they call it a trailer? It's
They
footage.
never called it a
They
trailer.
never called it a trailer. We'll call it some footage from the upcoming season of the Mandalorian. It's almost identical to the one they showed on Thursday, but
Extended.
it's extended because at the very end, that's what I focused on, is they gave us our first look at Mandalore, and it's
Yeah.
all like destroyed, and it looked amazing. So we already saw this coming. If you've been following the story, you knew that they were going to go to Mandalore,
Right,
but
yeah. If you watch Boba Fett.
whew, it looks amazing. Mr. 47 says no movie announcement, none whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. I was actually really shocked. I thought like we might see Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah, anything. So this one was really focused on their existing and upcoming Disney Plus series. Mostly that surrounds the Mandalorian stuff. So Travis Earl says, I believe Kennedy confirmed Taika's project is next. I believe that is confirmed too. Oh my gosh. Lonely Lizard, thank you for the reminder. Yes, Babu Frick was also seen in the Mandalorian trailer.
A couple of other of his species.
Yeah. So,
there's
hey!
three of them, I believe.
That's what I'm gonna say. Hey! So overall, it was a really great panel. It was very exciting. You really felt the energy in that room. If you've been to Hall H at D20 at San Diego Comic Con or Hall D at D23, it's that similar feeling. Everything's hype. Everybody's, very excited about it. The Jedi Code. We're gonna take a couple of questions and then we're gonna get going. The Jedi Code says, "How do you guys feel about the Skeleton Crew?" That's the John Watts series. I mean, it sounds exciting. They didn't really give too much.
He made it very clear that it was not a kid show. Like he stated a couple times, like this is not a kid show. I've heard the comparison of like kind of like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like it's about kids, but it's not a kid show by any means. It's kind of like a horror thing. So
I'm into it.
I'm thinking it's gonna be kind of like that.
I want it to be like that. I think we need a tiny bit of horror, just a little bit, not horror, but like Stand By Me type of,
sure.
yeah.
And Jude Law's the main character. He's awesome.
It's gonna be great. Let me see if there's a couple other comments, because otherwise we're so hungry. I didn't have breakfast. I don't know if you did.
Did not.
I had coffee, and that was it. So, oh, okay. This last question. Anthony says, how's your experience been? Worth the wait? I mean, we have been kind of lucky in the sense of not having to wait too long. We did have a bit of wait for the Obi-Wan premiere, but we just that was our own choosing to get there a little bit early to guarantee good seats. That was worth the wait. But otherwise, we haven't walked the floor, so we haven't really experienced wait. Like we've been working.
That's the thing.
So that's the thing when you come, as media, is you're here to work. You're here to work and here to cover things and come on here to talk to you guys about what we saw.
That's why Disney has us here.
Yeah, to give you guys coverage. So again, follow Warren, Cosmic Wonder YT, on Twitter, Wendy Lee Zaney on Twitter. We both have videos and footage, and they're going to be similar, I feel like, because we sat next to each other. So, and then that is it, you guys. And we'll be back on Wednesday for a regular live stream. We could talk a little bit more about it.
I will not be.
Oh, it's Dustin. Yeah, you won't be. The next time I see him will be for the next K-pop concert that we're going to.
That's true.
Yes. All right. We love you, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.